Welcome to Real Reviews, where we invite you to experience film through the eyes of a true film addict. On this show, we discuss my views of upcoming films. I'm Tim Gordon, editor-in-chief of the film Gordon. Now, this week's reviews are brought to you by the film Gordon, and you can also read or listen to past reviews either on this site or on various social media platforms. Now, this week on the show, we discuss Son of the South, which is a biographical historical drama film written and directed by Barry Alexander Brown. Now, based on Bob Zellner's autobiography, The Wrong Side of Murder Creek, a white Southerner in the freedom movement, the film tells the story of the grandson of a Klansman who comes of age in the Deep South and eventually joins the civil rights movement. Now, the Son of South stars Lucas Till, Lex Scott Davis, Lucy Hale, Jake Abel, Shamier Anderson, Julia Ormond, Brian Dennehy, and Cedric the Entertainer. Spike Lee serves as executive producer of this film. Now, over the course of the past several months, we've been flooded with stories of injustices largely featuring the pain and anguish of African Americans as well as Black Brits in the United Kingdom. Into this mass of inequities is this story of a young white liberal with hate in his bloodline who decides to break the chain and later becomes a vital cog in the civil rights movement. Now, set in 1961, Bob's life appears to be going according to plan. We witness him toasting with his friends at a bar, exclaiming that he's free, white, and 21. Now, while things on the surface seem normal, he still has an inquisitive itch that he needs to scratch. Now, his first moral test comes when he and several college classmates are tasked to write a paper on race relations with the caveat that they are not allowed to talk to any Black people to reach their conclusion. Now, the group audits a church gathering and thus begins his initial battle with his friends and later with himself. He receives a stern warning from Rosa Parks that there's going to come a time when something really bad happens that Bob is going to have to decide which side he's on, not choose it, but it's a choice. Now, soon everyone in town gets wind of his intentions, and slowly they turn on him, trying to beat it out of him, separate him from his family and friends, and he even gets a stern rebuke from his Klan member grandfather, played by Dennehy. Now, the only family support comes from his father, who found himself in a similar situation years earlier, becoming the first to break with the family's racist past. He implores his son to follow his path, no matter what incriminations his beliefs will bring. Now, soon Bob has left his hometown in his rear view, and he begins volunteering for SNCC, where he immerses himself in the Negro experience, even correctly learning to pronounce Negro. When you see the film, you see what I'm talking about. He crosses paths with a young, educated, ambitious Black woman, Joanne, played by Lex Scott Davis, where the two take a cultural interest in each other that ultimately leads to romance. Now, harking back to the advice from Parks, Bob makes a choice to be on the right side of history. Now, Barry Alexander Brown's directorial debut is a throwback to the era where stories about the movement were largely told from a white perspective. For an example, think Mississippi Burning or Cry Freedom. Now, the difference with this made-for-TV story is that the point of view is Zellner's, one of the many unsung white men in the middle of the struggle. While boasting a small screen or television movie of the week quality, the film is very serviceable at home, but definitely feels more at home on the small screen versus the big screen. The best way to describe Son of the South is to call it a necessary relic, which stands out like a sore thumb among the sea of current stories about the struggles from Black creatives and storytellers. Despite lacking a certain gravitas, Zellner's story deserves to be amplified, even if it fails to elevate from being a cute story to a major cinematic event. While all films are not created equal, one could do far worse than experiencing Zellner's struggle to expand the rights of all. I gave this film a C+. Son of the South, of course, is in theaters and on streaming services this weekend, February the 5th. Please check it out. Also, remember to subscribe to this podcast, either on this site or other various social media platforms. You enjoy your day, and we'll see you on the other side.